From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
That's right, Taylor, 500 help. You call Taylor Heating and Plumbing for all your home heating, air conditioning, and plumbing needs. Whatever you need, even insulation. If you have a drafty house, you do not want to be living in Rochester, New York, going into a winter with drafty insulation, a drafty house. So Taylor 500 help can come over and they can do an assessment and find out what's going on. Taylor has a wonderful staff, trained repairman that can handle any issue that you may have. They install all types of furnaces, including propane and also natural gas. You can schedule an appointment. You can come out, have them. They'll come out and look at your furnace, make sure it's all up to snuff, and make sure that it's working properly going into the winter months. It's Taylor 500 help. Call them 24/7. That's their helpline. Taylor 500 help. Precision Lawn and Garden. That's 195 North Avenue in Webster, providing Rochester and surrounding areas great professional sales, service, and parts since 1969. It's a long time. They know what they're doing. And they have all your favorite brands for all of your lawn care needs in the summer and in the winter months. They have snow blowers, they have leaf blowers, they have lawn mowers. They have all your favorite brands in stock, new and used. Precision Lawn and Garden. Make sure you talk to Kimberly or Justin up there, and they will get you all sorted out. Revere Realty. You want to buy? You want to sell? We can help you at Revere Realty. All of your needs that you need for buying and selling, we can help you. If you want that forever home, call us at Revere Realty. We aren't the biggest real estate company in Rochester, but we offer specialized treatment and you get everything that you're looking for in the home buying or selling experience. Our secret weapon is our team. We are set up to sell your house at the highest price or help you buy that awesome new home. So listen, call us right now. We have all the things that you can need. We have lawyers on our team. We also have finance on our team, so we can help you out. It's Revere Realty. Make sure that you call us. And if, all of our sponsors, we want you to check them out. They keep us running here at Kimberly's Revolution and the We the People Podcast Network.
Secret weapon?
Secret weapon. It's our team.
Live from the We the People broadcast studio in sunny, really nice 57-degree Irondequoit, New York, and in some undisclosed layer of the Ray family, here she is, the hostess with the mostest.
That's me.
It's Kimberly Ray.
Hey, how are you? Welcome to Kimberly's Revolution on another Wednesday. Coming to you from beautiful South Carolina, of course, in my kitchen that in just a couple of weeks is going to be demolished. We are completely taking down that wall behind me. We're taking down another wall behind me yet still. And but I'm getting my office all put together. We just did the painting and we've replaced the lights. So we're working on the home office. Hi, everyone that's tuning in, all the patriots, to Kimberly's Revolution and the We the People Podcast Network. Of course, I am Kimberly. Tom is sitting in with me. There he is. Just Tom.
I'm here.
Tom. He is there.
Tuesday's election day, people. Get out and vote.
Next Tuesday. That's right. And of course, Austin, our producer, is there with us in the room. Hello, Austin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
He never seems to change.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
It's comforting that he's always the same.
In this crazy world.
That's right. If there's one thing,
the same.
It's always the same. That's right. Someone saying vote red, save New York. Good luck with that. I think for as much as
I think we're lost.
I think that I think the Democrats really have control of the state of New York. It's sad. But I mean, I could be surprised on how things go Tuesday in the state of New York, but I don't know. Marcy says, hey, Kimberly from Northport, Florida. Nice. I don't know where Northport is, but I hope you weren't affected by the hurricane.
Southport, Kimberly. It's a little north of Southport, Florida.
You're funny. Yeah. That's funny.
Right. Yeah. It's so funny. I had to say it twice.
It's funny. Yeah. And Deborah says, happy hump day. Yep, it is. Want to say happy birthday to my husband. You may or may not see him in the background at some point because he has to make his own dinner on his birthday because I didn't want to miss the We the People podcast today for
Oh,
Kimberly's Revolution.
it's not like you had, I don't know, 8 hours to make them. There's something called a crock pot.
Well, he wanted chicken parm, and you can't really make that in a crock pot and make it so that it's good and not soggy. It's the key to chicken parm is to have that crispy chicken, right?
The key is to go to Veneto's.
Well, that is true. Well, we can't go to Veneto's. There's no Veneto's here.
No?
Although I have talked to Don about, hey, in the little town where we live, wouldn't it be great for you to start a restaurant down here? We'll
Right.
run it for you.
Sounds reasonable.
We'll call it Veneto's South.
Just tell him to give you $500,000 and you'll get it started.
That was my idea. I don't know if that idea went over with him. He's too busy in Mexico half the time. The guy is like half retired. I mean, he started those restaurants. He never even been in the restaurant business. He's one of those guys. So, but we love him anyway. All right. Today's show is called Where's Nancy?
Where's Nancy?
Nancy?
Is she here somewhere?
Where's Nancy? That is the name.
After you said the title, that's as Where's Nancy, the first thing I thought of is who's the most famous Nancy? Is it Nancy Pelosi? Is she the most famous Nancy?
I said Sinatra.
Austin said Sinatra. I said Nancy Drew immediately, but she's not a real Nancy. And then I thought, and then I looked it up, and apparently it's Nancy Kerrigan. Would you think Nancy Kerrigan is the most famous Nancy?
I got to be honest with you. I've never really thought about it, to be honest. I mean, but no, I mean, it depends.
Is Nancy Pelosi the most famous Nancy?
It depends on what era or decade we're talking about. I mean, you go back to the 90s.
She's been alive in every decade.
She had every decade for the last 80 years. Because I think she is 80, right? She's 80 something.
80 something, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not slamming her age. Where's Nancy? Yeah, Nancy. I would say Nancy Kerrigan, Nancy Drew. I had all the Nancy Drew books, guys.
Shocker.
I had the full set of the Hardy Boys. I'm showing my age. I am a 70s girl, but I had the whole set of the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew. It's funny. I read your not named yet post and almost suggested where's Nancy. Are we not named today?
I did, but when we talked about this, after lunch, and you're like, I don't know what title it's going to be. So I said, okay, the show, we don't know what the title is yet. So just hang on.
It has to come to me organically. It has to
organically.
I have to like chew it around a little bit, kind of, think about it for a second. And then it came to me because that's what the guy said. That's what the crazy guy, David DePape, said. He's 41 years old, said when he breached the door of the Pacific Heights home where Nancy Pelosi lives. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but have any of you heard? Because I've not seen it anywhere. Now, I do know that the Capitol Police had cameras up, and you see them. They've shown the cameras. But is there an alarm system? Like, if you enter my house without putting in a code, or if you shatter one of my windows and the alarm system is on, and I would think at 2:30 in the morning, the alarm system would be on at Nancy Pelosi's home, right?
You would think so.
That the siren would go off.
You would think so.
Have you read anywhere that an alarm was set off when the door was broken?
Nope.
You have an alarm on your
911 call. What about the body cameras from the police officers that showed up? We got nothing.
Got nothing. So, I mean, do you have an alarm system on your house?
No, I believe in God, Kimberly.
God and your gun?
I don't have God. You just come in the house. You can take whatever you want. The only thing you have to do is you have to get past Bailey. Bailey Marie guards our house.
Our alarm, when it goes off accidentally, or I punch in the wrong number like 3 times and then it goes off, which has happened maybe if I've come home and we've had a few too many, you punch in and if you punch in the wrong code like 2 or 3 times, it's ear splitting, the alarm. And I know this was 2:30 in the morning. The dude is old, Nancy Pelosi's husband. But
Right.
what was Pelosi too intoxicated to set the alarm? I mean, that's a good question. One, he's old and it's 2:30 in the morning. I have not read anywhere, but if you think about this for a second, it's Nancy Pelosi's home in Pacific Heights in San Francisco. That's a ritzy neighborhood, all right? You know, schlubs that can't afford an alarm system aren't living in Pacific Heights.
Right.
Now, I do know that there was a host of wrong information that came out initially, that it was, some little toy boy that might have been over there with Pelosi, and the glass was broken from the outside, from the inside out, and it was more of
Right.
a maybe he was trying to escape it. But that's none of that is true. That's false information. And even the police chief, Tom Manger, said that the agency was engaged in a review of such information, but none of that actually was true. The rumors that were circulating on Twitter. So I mean, they
All
just said,
Tucker Carlson's fault.
right?
Those
So
right-wing media Nazis that spread misinformation. It's all their fault.
yeah, there were a whole lot of conspiracy theories that it was a toy boy and whatever. But the San Francisco police chief said the evidence indicates actually the exact opposite of what social media was, just it was out there. And it's kind of scary, the amount of information. What we do know is this guy, David DePape, has been, there have been a slew of there he is. Doesn't he look
He's got
doesn't he
clothes
look
on.
doesn't he look normal?
Oh yeah, he looks real normal.
Yeah, because when police got there, I mean, he was basically he's been called what? Some kind of a nudist activist.
Yeah.
I don't.
A Berkeley nudist activist, whatever.
He's not even from this country.
He's not?
David DePape
What
is
country is he from? Canada?
yes.
Oh, that was a good guess.
He is in the country illegally. He overstayed his visa by a number of years.
Canadians are illegal? What?
I know, right?
Who knew? I didn't know a Canadian could be illegal.
He was born in 1980, and he and his visa was expired. I mean, his social security number was obtained in Hawaii, and it's unclear how long he's been in the country illegally, but he is illegal. He broke into Nancy Pelosi's house there in Pacific Heights specifically to find Nancy Pelosi, which is why he was standing over Paul Pelosi in his underwear with a hammer and zip ties and basically shouting, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" He was planning on breaking her kneecaps.
Just like Nancy Kerrigan.
It's weird,
He
right?
went all Tanya Harding on him.
Yeah. So that's all San Francisco police have to do is release body cam footage and security cam footage, and all will be cleared up, but they have yet to do. And that's my thought too. Here's the other thing. Capitol Police don't monitor Nancy Pelosi's home live.
Because she's not there, right?
She had left and took her security force with her when she left the house to go back to Washington, D.C. The Capitol Police installed security cameras in Nancy Pelosi's house more than 8 years ago. And here at the Capitol Police, they monitor 1,800 cameras at the Capitol and away from the jurisdiction, but apparently they were not monitoring them live at Nancy Pelosi's house at the time of the attack on her husband. What's the point then? What's the point of having the Capitol cameras on her home if you're not going to monitor them live? So she has 24/7 security details. She left San Francisco with them when she returned to DC last week. So the Capitol Police stopped continuously monitoring the feeds outside of her house like a year or two ago. What? Why?
Yeah, and plus with all this turmoil, that doesn't make much sense, right?
It doesn't make any sense. It
I
makes
mean,
no
she's a very
sense.
targeted woman.
Yeah, it
It's
makes.
good that Kimberly's revolution gets to set the record straight on all this, you know.
I mean, But here's the thing: I haven't heard if there was any kind of major alarm, noise making, you know, system in the house. Here's what happened. So this David DePape, who is obviously deranged, and he's not right, and he's a radical nudist activist, which I can't wrap my mind around what that is.
At some point, that's one of my goals, Kimberly, is to be a radical nudist activist.
Is that what you want to be?
I'm hoping I'll do it in St. Lucia and not California.
I know, at Nancy Pelosi's house, right?
Right.
So he breaks the glass on the door, and he makes his way into the house up to the bedroom where he's shouting, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" over a sleeping Paul Pelosi. Paul Pelosi said, "She's not here." He is carrying zip ties. David DePape is carrying tape. He's carrying rope. I guess he had a backpack while he was naked. Just in his underwear. And he had a hammer. But we haven't seen any of these items, right?
No.
And we haven't seen the security footage. The Capitol Police say when they did start monitoring the posts of the cameras, they did see police there. And then they rolled back and they said, "Oh yeah, we see him breaking in." But we have not seen that video. No one has, as far as I know.
Play devil's advocate here, Kimberlina. Any chance this is all bullshit and the sheriff and everybody else is being paid off and he really is his gay lover?
I mean, I hate to think that.
I mean, there's a reason why he stayed married to Nancy for 50 years. Gotta be gay, right?
Right. Apparently he had a hit list of several other individuals of political nature from both sides of the party, Republican and Democrat, that he wanted to pay, but he first paid a visit to the Pelosi's. And he said he didn't want to hurt Paul Pelosi, but he came there to have a chat with Nancy and to use the hammer on her, specifically break her kneecaps, so that when she was rolled into the Capitol in a wheelchair, that would make he would be making some kind of a point. What that point is, I have no idea. But yeah, so David DePape said, "Where's your wife? She's number 2 from the presidency. I want to have a few words with Nancy." So at one point, Paul Pelosi gets this guy to let him go to the bathroom because he said he needed to go to the bathroom. And it was during this time that Paul Pelosi was able to use the phone to call 911. And he's walking down the stairs and the guy had a hammer. And that's when, police get there and then they're fighting with the hammer. I mean, I don't know. U.S. Capitol Police say they learned of the break-in at the San Francisco home 10 minutes after the incident. Paul Pelosi could have already been dead if the Capitol Police, honestly, were the only ones in charge of anything. And the San Francisco police stopped regularly posting a patrol car outside of Pelosi's house last year. So Capitol Police weren't live monitoring and hadn't been for a while. And the San Francisco Police Department stopped putting a car out in front of her house 24/7 a year ago.
Or it's all bullshit.
Or it is.
Who knows?
I mean, but
maybe someday we'll know.
Hopefully
he makes a full recovery and this scumbag spends the rest of his life in jail and we won't have to worry about it anymore.
I mean, do you think there's a conspiracy theory involved? Do you think,
There's a
crazy,
spin on everything, isn't there? Isn't that what the
crazier
media is
things.
for, is to spin everything?
But he's charged with attempted homicide, first-degree burglary, violent felony, and assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with elder abuse. I mean, the lengthy charges, and it's crazy. If he's not an American, why does he even care about our politics?
Right.
Because he's not right in the head, and he's been living here obviously for a number of years, at least since the late 90s. I mean, he was born in 1980. We know that he got a social security card sometime in the late 90s. So he's been here at least since 2001, that we know for a fact, because he had applied for a job in 2001. And we know that he married a woman somewhere in, I don't know, on the West Coast. I forget where. It's either Portland area, it was Oregon, it was Washington State. I don't remember. But he has a stepdaughter, and the stepdaughter said he wasn't right. But maybe they're all sick of her like the rest of us. Yeah,
Right.
maybe. But you don't break into a politician's house and hurt their family, right?
No. And who knew that a nudist, that his deadly weapon would actually be a hammer? Who knew that for a nudist?
What should his deadly weapon be?
Well, use your imagination.
So I don't know. I saw the conspiracy theories over the weekend. I have a tendency to believe it's a false claim. The conspiracy theories that it's his toy boy and everything. But I mean, the longer
I
that
bought
they
it hook, line, and sinker. I thought that's what was the truth.
did you?
Yeah, but I'm easily persuaded.
You
Whenever
have no-
Wendy's comes out with a new cheeseburger, I got to go get it.
David DePap says, I didn't really want to hurt him, but this was a suicide mission. I'm not going to stand here and do nothing, even if it cost me my life. And he apparently named several other targets, according to the police report, including prominent state and federal politicians and their relatives. It just so happened that Nancy Pelosi was front and center, first on the list.
Well, it's good that you got the truth out there, Kimberlina.
Nancy? I mean, I don't know.
Whatever that might be.
And I think what's most concerning is that there's so much misinformation.
Right, that's the point. How the hell do you know?
You don't know. It's kind of like the other thing that was circulating over the weekend on Twitter, and you saw it. And I thought, Obama, former President Obama, is out. He's politicking he's on the campaign trail for all these Democrats and who are running for office. And I mean, they're bringing out the big dogs, right? Because it might get ugly for the Democratic Party. So you see this video. He's somewhere at like a town hall meeting, former President Obama, and he's engaging the audience, right?
Right.
And in the video, what you initially see, and I think we have it, is someone disagreeing with what former President Obama is saying, and then you hear the crowd chanting something, and then it becomes clear what they're chanting. Austin, do we have that video? There's two videos. I want to play the fuck Joe Biden one.
All right.
Come on. But this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I mean, we're having a conversation. Hold on a minute.
That's not what happened there. That video right there. Okay, we can stop that for a second. That video was edited. And how many people saw that?
Text hope to Michigan Democrats. All right.
How many people saw that and thought, "Oh my God, they're chanting F Joe Biden at an Obama event"?
I did. Me.
You did.
I did. Yeah, I believed it.
A lot of people did. That's not
That's not
what the crowd was chanting.
Is Nancy there? Where's Nancy?
Where's Nancy? That's not what was happening.
Oh, rats.
And as much is I don't like our president. I do love the truth, and I hate misinformation. It's
handle the truth.
Thank you.
Can't handle the truth.
It's worrisome,
Right.
right? Let's show you the real video.
All right. Let's see it.
Tactical gear. More people can get hurt. And we're going to be violating the basic spirit of this country. Yes. So, sir, wait, come on.
F. Joe Biden.
This is what I mean.
Let's go, Brandon.
We're having a conversation.
You okay? We have to go back because you missed the whole thing. All right, please don't.
All right, go again. Do it again.
Okay, so start it if you can rewind it just a little bit.
And we're going to be violating the basic spirit of this country. Yes. So, sir, wait, come on. But this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I mean, we're having a conversation. Come on. Sir.
So what they're chanting is Obama, right? They're not chanting F Joe Biden. What you heard was some audio that was taken from another event, and it was laid on that video right there. They just
Sneaky
edited it in.
I believed it.
Mhm.
I
You
can't
believed
believe
it. You believed it until I told you that video was fake. I mean,
I did.
Obama getting a dose of F Joe Biden. I mean, that would say, hey, that's in respect to the American sentiment right now, and that would all be well and good, except for it's a lie. Except for
Right.
that whole video and how it was edited on Twitter and how it's made its way to millions of people that saw it isn't legit.
Are you going to tell me that chicken McNuggets aren't real chicken?
They're not.
I can't deal with this.
I mean, and I saw someone that said when F Joe Biden breaks out at an Obama rally, this thing is over. Except for
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Right.
But how many of these things do people see and go, I mean, oh yeah, that's real. And I immediately, I started doing some research. It doesn't take very long to look and see that, okay, those people weren't screaming F Joe Biden. They were actually, some people were saying you for president and we want you back. And but I would just say to you, yeah, you have to take a look at these things and go, what's real and what's not. And it's cloudy. It's very blurry.
I can't do it, Kimberlina. I'm all in.
Yeah. And I knew that was going to be shocking to you when I saw that. And I said, oh, I gotta. And I looked at Rich, who again, his birthday is today. Happy birthday to my husband.
Rich.
That I said, I'm going to have to break the news to Tom that wasn't real. That
what did
Obama
you get Rich for his birthday?
I got him a gift card and I let him not paint for a day. Yeah. And
It's so sentimental.
And I let him go back to Lowe's and take a fireplace mantle back that they sent us that was the wrong color. He enjoyed that. That was like a nice outing for him. He enjoyed that. He liked arguing with the lady at the front desk at Lowe's about them sending us the wrong product, where obviously the receipt they sent in the box had the right item number, but the box had the wrong item number. And that was fun for him to kind of engage with the Lowe's person.
Well, now that he's a retired guy, these are the things to look forward to. You should have got him. You should have got him a pair of slippers or something. Because now he's retired.
His morning started going to Lowe's to argue with that person, and then he got to go to the grocery store, which he loves. And
did he go to McDonald's at 5:30 for coffee?
No, he went to. I know, to sit there with the boys.
Right.
Then he went to Publix, and there he bought his own dinner that he is making himself for his birthday.
Way to take care of your man, Kimberlina. Way
I'm
to
a
take care of your
horrible
man.
wife. But then he came home after he bought himself lunch, and he came home and took a nap. And I let him do that for like a half hour. And then he got up and started doing the bills,
Poor
which is
Rich.
fun. But he didn't have to paint today, which is good.
I painted today. I've been painting the outside of my house.
So
I've
listen,
been, doing some trim painting, fixing
good
up
for
some
you.
windows.
I want to show you a picture of someone that was super cute on Halloween.
Aw,
And it's your little Sophia.
I know. There she is.
Look at that kid.
She's a baby cow.
I love it. I love it. Baby Sophia looked beautiful for Halloween. How many trick-or-treaters?
Well, we went trick-or-treating with Sophia, so we did the turn the lights off. I wanted to stick the basket of candy out there, but Lori's like, some kid's gonna come and take it all. So we didn't have a lot of faith that they would take one. So then when we got back, I turned the light on. We probably had about 10 or 15 total.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which
All
is
right.
more than what we normally get. There was definitely more kids out there on Halloween this year than there has been in past years.
Well,
So
I saw that picture and I thought
the warmer weather, I think, brought more people out.
yeah. We had hundreds. And I'm
Hundreds?
literally, so I was warned that in this neighborhood, the cars are just nonstop down the street. So we were prepared, and I bought like 8 giant bags.
Did you get full-size Snicker bars?
No,
No.
no, because I knew we had hundreds. So I got those giant, great big that you saw, you see them everywhere, the giant. So I got
Yeah.
8 bags of that, and we literally had a handful of candy at the end of the night, and that's it. And I said to Rich, I said, "Do you see any cars?" Because he could look down the street and
Turn the
see
lights
just
off. Shut the blinds.
okay. So crazy religious cultists that live next door. That's what I call them. It's just easier.
Did they give out apples?
They all left.
Oh, they left.
I saw them loading up all their like vans and their skirts and shit. And they took, and not that I'm judging at all.
We don't do that here. We don't judge
At all.
No.
But they loaded up all those kids and they took them away for the night. I don't even know what time. We were still handing out candy at like 9.
Wow.
About 9 o'clock. And that family over there still hadn't come home. It's like all the trick-or-treaters ran them out of the house. I don't even know.
You get that one teenager show up at 9:15. He's like, I don't have a costume on. I just want some candy.
Kids were decked out. Hey, they know how to do Halloween in the South. They know what they're doing. Hey, you're watching and you're listening Kimberly's Revolution on the We the People Podcast Network, and we're on YouTube, and it costs nothing to subscribe. So I would hope that you would share this and tell your friends to subscribe. It's free. You don't have to, do anything crazy or pay any kind of money for the YouTube. Just subscribe, and that's easy. So we hope you do that with Kimberly's Revolution, and we would love you to tell all your friends. All right. So the Fed, they did it, didn't they? The Fed, the Federal Reserve, making history for the 6th hike just this year.
Yep.
Raise the interest rates.
Congratulations.
Making it more expensive to borrow money.
Yeah, this is going to shut the whole real estate market down.
Crazy, right?
Yep.
But there's not a problem. Is Joe Biden taking to the airwaves tonight? I believe he is, right?
He is?
I thought
Is he going to take credit for it? He's been taking credit for everything lately.
Taking credit for Social Security, for seniors getting a bump. He doesn't realize that inflation is the reason that Social Security is going up.
8% increase in Social Security.
How much?
Inflation. 8% in their checks, which is good. They, you got to get more money to pay for higher costs.
He was out somewhere yesterday. He was campaigning, I think in Florida, right? And we have said, obviously, when you look at Joe Biden, he's not right. And yesterday in Florida, he identified a congresswoman as a senator. He claimed his son.
At least alive this time?
Yeah, at
She
least
was
this one was
alive.
alive. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
good. He's getting better.
The last time he was calling out for a senator, he was calling out for a dead one.
Right. Right.
So this is
Semantics.
okay. He's
Made
going
us
in the right
about it.
direction. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
he's going in the right direction. He he called the congresswoman a senator. He claimed his son Bo died in Iraq, and he made some kind of bizarre claim that he met the inventor of insulin, which one died the year before he was born, and the other one died in 1978. Which, I mean, he was a senator by then, but he was a no-name senator from Delaware. Is he going to meet the inventor of insulin? I mean, he'd only been a senator for 5 years. It could have happened, but it probably didn't. So he was addressing a series of 3 gatherings in the state of Florida. He mangled this speech that was a remarkable gaffe, even for him. He called Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz a senator. You know why? Why am I telling you this? You can hear it for yourself.
All right. I haven't heard this
war in
yet.
Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. The war in Ukraine. And think of Iraq because that's where my son died. Because he died. But the point is that that's why it's up. We have
Who's
the
he
lowest
looking at?
inflation rate of almost any major country in the world. We've done a lot to try to take it under control. I've released millions of barrels of oil from our Strategic Petroleum Reserve, keeping the price down. It's down about $1.25 and going down. It needs to go more. But they talk about inflation all the time.
Okay. So the Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz is a congresswoman. She's not a senator.
Mhm.
He claimed that Bo died in Iraq. His son passed away at Walter Reed Medical Center in Bethesda. He was in the Delaware Army National Guard. He did go to the Iraq War just for a short couple of months, but he died at the age of 46 from brain cancer. He did not die in Iraq. And he also claimed that inflation was did he claim that the gas prices and whatever were due to Iraq? He made that mistake. He said Iraq instead of the Ukraine. He's made that mistake on several occasions. He also said that the U.S. inflation rate is better than most other G7 countries, and that's absolutely not true. Japan, France, Canada, and Germany are all outperforming the U.S. In Canada, inflation is 7%, while in France it's 5.9. It's at 8.26 here in the United States. And he was talking about how he single-handedly lowered insulin, about getting the prescription for seniors. And he said that he said insulin was invented by a man who did not patent it because he wanted to make it available for everyone. I spoke to him, okay? And guess what he told me? It costs $10 to make. And if you could, packaging and everything, you might get that up to 15. Here's the problem. The Canadian doctors, Frederick Banting and Charles Best, they were the guys who successfully isolated insulin in July of 1921. Okay? The one doctor died in 41.
Nancy was around then. Did he ask if Nancy met him?
Where's Nancy?
Right.
He said, "Where's Nancy?"
Right.
One doctor died in 41, the year before Biden was born, and the other doctor died in 78, 5 years after Biden was elected to the Senate. It makes it exceptionally, it probably didn't happen, right? It's not impossible that he met one of the doctors, but it probably didn't happen. Here's this guy that he's not there.
No, I think it's clear everybody knows that. And the new spin that, well, it's not new, it's been going around for a while, but the spin they're really pushing hard right now is that gas prices are due to corporate greed. And they're saying they're publishing all the profits from Exxon and different things. The third quarter profits were way up for the major oil companies. and they're using that against them to say that that's why gas prices are so high.
Well, yeah, Exxon's been around for 152 years. It has never scored higher profits than it did last quarter.
So maybe he's right.
ExxonMobil raked in $20 billion in profits in Q3. And Chevron, the country's number 2 oil company, had a profit of $11.2 billion. Speaking of money, wait, let me show you what I got.
What do you got? Kohl's receipts?
Have you Kohl's receipts?
Is that your cash back from Kohl's?
I got my numbers.
Oh, lottery. I only did that once. I only did that once out of peer pressure, and I lost miserably. So I don't know if I'll do it again.
It seems down here in South Carolina, when you go to buy tickets, and this is just my perspective. This is just me going into a gas station. It doesn't seem to me that they play a lot of the lottery down here.
No?
And I think it's
degenerates like we are from New York.
Right? Because you go in and they're like confused. I said, so I went in the other day and I had $100 bill. I said, I'll take 50 tickets. And I gave 100.
Wow.
And she's like, it took her a while to figure it out. I don't know. But anyway, I've got my lottery tickets. Tonight's lottery is $1.2
million.
Billion. Billion.
Wow.
B.
And that'll net you what, about 300 million by the time you're done?
596.7 million if you take the cash value. And then of course you'll have to pay taxes out of that. It's the second largest jackpot in Powerball history.
And when's the drawing?
Tonight.
Oh, all right.
Tonight.
I gotta go out. It's more peer pressure. I don't know if I can handle this.
So there were some people that got lucky and hit like $1 million or $2 million in California, Florida, Indiana, Michigan, New York on Monday night, but no one won the big one. So
it wasn't even their birthday that they got lucky on.
Right. It's funny because there are some states, and South Carolina is one of them, that if you win, you can stay anonymous. Did you see this guy in China and what he did?
No.
He dressed up. He said he didn't want anyone to know who he was and the fact that he won the lottery. So he dressed up in a mascot costume.
Perfect.
And he picked up his check.
Nice.
They have his name on there though, right? I'm like, that doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of people named that. It's like my name, Thomas Morgan. There's millions of us.
Right?
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, who knew?
So
try finding me on Facebook. It's nearly impossible.
Are you watching the playoffs? The
baseball playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, you predicted this like 3 weeks ago that the world's going to come to the end because the Phillies are going to win the World Series.
Did you see them last night?
Kimberly.
I know.
Yeah. Do you see Mattress Mac there? He's losing it. The guy, the furniture salesman from Houston who puts bets down to count. Basically, his promotion is if the Astros win the World Series, you get everything for free. So he has to counter that bet by putting money down so that if the Astros do happen to win the World Series, he can get enough money to pay for everybody's free furniture. So it's pretty good promotion. But Mattress Mac was losing it last night. He was like verbally fighting with the Phillies fans as he was leaving the game.
Crazy. Lori says, I'm a Yankees fan and I'm rooting for the Phillies. Yeah, I don't care about really either one of them.
Me neither.
But I will tell you that, if the Phillies win the whole thing, is that threatening the nation with an economic downturn? And if you
world's coming to an end,
if you look at the history, the Philadelphia Athletics won the 1929 World Series 2 weeks before the stock market collapse that led to the Great Depression in 1929. Okay, so there's that. Then the Phillies' first ever 1980 World Series victory amid rising prices, a colossal stock fall off, massive layoffs, and economic drag that basically was one of the reasons that Jimmy Carter got voted out of the White House.
Right.
And the fact that he's a very nice man, he was just a very inept president. And then the Phillies clinched the 2008 World Series. 2008, remember what happened in 2008?
Sure do.
Stock market crash and the housing collapse.
Right. So you're saying we're screwed, Kimberlina. The Phillies are going to win.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that you should go and check out our sponsors, Taylor Heating and Plumbing and Cooling. If you've got an issue at your house with your furnace or your water heater or anything that's going on in your house, of course, Taylor 500 Help, the guys there can help you. And Precision Lawn and Garden, you're going to need that snowblower. You don't want one that's barely working. So make sure you're set for winter. Make sure you go see our sponsors for the show. We depend on them here at Kimberly's Revolution. And of course, us, Revere Realty, we will help you buy or sell your house. You want to move down to South Carolina? Let me be your girl here in South Carolina. I am currently getting my license in South Carolina. I should have it within the next couple of weeks, and I can help find your dream home in the South.
Did you get your license? I mailed you your New York license.
I've been waiting on you to send me my license.
Today it's in the mail.
Thanks. That's what they all say.
Go outside and get it.
The great thing about South Carolina is all I have to do is prove that I have licensure from New York State and then take a 50-question quiz.
Oh, that's going to be hard.
And I'm done. I don't have to take, I don't have to go through all the rigmarole. But I will tell you, at Revere Realty, our team is what we rely on in New York and also here in South Carolina. So here very shortly, I will be able to represent you in South Carolina if you want to come down here and buy a house. Maybe it's a second home. Maybe you want to be a snowbird and Florida isn't your thing. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just saying something to think about.
Sure.
Right? Something to think about.
So what you're saying here is if the Phillies win the World Series, I got to go out and buy a lot of canned beans.
Yeah.
Because we got to get a bunker.
You want to hear a crazy story? So my mom got a letter the other day, and it said that she had been disenrolled from Medicare. And that also disenrolled her from my dad's pension insurance. Basically, my mom had no insurance, according to this document, which when we moved online, we changed her address with Medicare. Right. I mean, I did it before. I did it before when she moved to New York.
Every day. Right.
No problem. What happened was when they changed her address, they somehow disenrolled her from Medicare and from her Aetna insurance.
Of course,
she had nothing. First lady she talked to was out of the Philippines. Couldn't understand a single word.
Mm-hmm.
It took her over an hour on the phone with another lady to figure out the snafu with it. Can you imagine an 88-year-old woman trying to make her way through if you're blah, 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 press 1. And then she finally, she's on hold for 45 minutes, gets someone that she cannot understand, has to go through the whole thing again. I'm not here. I'm out running around or doing, so I don't know what I was doing, but I was not here because usually I kind of get on the phone and do all that for her because she won't admit it, but her hearing's going. And so 1, she can't understand someone that has an accent that's heavy. And 2, I don't think she can hear well. She won't admit it. She will not admit it though. Wouldn't even admit it to the doctor when I took her to the doctor. Oh, Rich is making his own dinner. Rich, say hi.
Happy birthday, Rich.
He's making his own dinner.
What a horrible wife. Absolutely horrible. You should be embarrassed.
Say hi, birthday boy. Yeah, anyway, so we had to, that was a little bit of a snafu that we had to fix. All right, what do you have? What do you got going on?
I got a couple things. One of them is a real estate topic here. Austin, I don't know if you can play that TikTok. This interested me when I saw it because the parameters, as the property values have increased, the parameters are different because it used to be 6 times rental, and this gentleman is saying 8 times. But if you can play that.
Here's the 816 rule for buying rental property. 99% of rentals don't make the cut, so you have to screen them quickly. Case study from 2016, a 3-bed, 2-bath house, 1,800 square feet. The 816 rule goes like this. If you pay 8 times gross rent multiple or less, the property will cash flow. If you pay between 8 and 16 times gross rent multiple, you've bought yourself a part-time job and you're hoping for appreciation. If you pay over 16 times gross rent multiple, you have bought yourself a full-time job and you are praying for appreciation. For example, if rent is $950 a month, that's $11,400 a year gross rent. 8 times gross rent multiple is $91,000. The rental needs to be $91,000 or less to cash flow. Over 16 times gross rent multiple is $182,000. You pay that price, you got yourself a full-time job, and you are just praying for appreciation. The home was rented for $950. My business partner bought it for $50,000. They put in $35,000 to fix it up. I bought it for $88,500. This means the property cash flows from day one, and appreciation is just a bonus. If it happens, great. If it doesn't matter. Today, the property rents for $1,450 a month or $17,400 a year. Would this property be a good buy today? 18 times $17,400 is $139,000. To cash flow from day one, the price needs to be $139,000 or less. Currently, it's $180,000. So today, it doesn't work. At $180,000 is approximately 10 times gross rent multiple. It's a part-time job, and you're hoping for appreciation. All right, and that's the 816 rule. Good luck. Take care.
Okay, he lost me in the first second.
No, I mean, if you're ever thinking of buying real estate, real estate, just the general business. I mean, I'm an old soul. I was taught real estate by old souls. And these types of rules of thumbs are very important, and they're true. I mean, it used to be 6 times, but apparently now it's 8 times as, the cost of everything goes up and the cost of housing and everything. So if you're ever thinking of getting into real estate and buying houses, as far as rentals, because that's something everybody thinks about. It's like, maybe we should go buy a rental property, and then they get hosed because they pay more for the property than it generates. So
Right.
that's a very important public service message there, as far as this supposedly is kind of a real estate show. And I was very not happy, but I was like, wow, that's interesting that they've changed that multiple over the time, and it was very important that he laid it out in a way that you could understand it. But apparently you didn't. So
Not at all.
hopefully that's not a question on one of your tests.
Listen, you I know, don't throw numbers at me. It's like the absolute worst, right? Don't throw any numbers at me. Where's Nancy? That's all I want to know is where's Nancy?
Where's Nancy? Then the other one, Lori and I are going to the Jets-Bills game in New Jersey Sunday. We're going to go meet our son down there. We're going to go to the game. I couldn't afford real tickets, so we're going to sit probably in the nosebleeds. But there's a Buffalo Bills TikTok here. Everybody's pretty much familiar with the game against Kansas City when Josh Allen hurdled the player, and they renamed temporarily Hurdle Avenue in Buffalo to Hurdle, HUR instead of HUR.
Sure.
So this is a TikTok from the guy that did that.
I can't hear it.
I don't think there's any sound.
I don't think there's.
Oh, there's no sound.
So, anyways, then across the street, they put all these, like political things, little yard signs for Hurdle Avenue with Josh hurdling Hurdle Avenue. So.
Okay, lost on me. Don't get it. That is a lose, Bills Mafia. That is a don't get that. Don't get that.
And then I also found out that cats are afraid of cucumbers. Did you know that?
Cats are afraid of cucumbers.
Yes. Cats are afraid of cucumbers.
Okay.
So if you show your cucumber a cat, then you got a problem. But if you show your cat cucumber, then apparently they jump and act hysterically. I don't know. Apparently.
I have cats. It's never occurred to me to do that. But you know what? If you say so,
well, whenever I show my cucumber, no, never mind. We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone. All right, that is going to do it for Kimberly's Revolution for another Wednesday, November 2nd on my husband's birthday.
Happy birthday, Rich.
Wave. There he is waving. All right. So that's going to do it. Please check out our sponsors, Taylor Heating and Plumbing at Taylor 500 Help, Precision Lawn and Garden. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, please call us at Revere Realty. Our phone number is right on the screen. You cannot miss us. And always, Tom,
God bless. Be kind to others.